right, we'll bring this meeting to order. Please stand for the prayer, and I'm going to ask the Honorable Senator Butler to come say the prayer for us today, please.
Thank you. Let us pray. Eternal God, our Father, the maker and the creator of all good and all perfect gifts, the provider for all of mankind. We come to you this morning. And as we come saying, thank you, Lord. And we ask that you will guide us in the direction that you have us to go. Teach us, O gracious Master, the things that you will have us to know. And help us to strive to make our conditions in this world better in your name. And we understand, O gracious Master, the only way we can do that is by learning of you. And we ask that you make us instruments of your peace. If and where there's hatred, let us sow love. If and where there's envy, we ask you to pardon our envious ways. Where there's doubt, give us faith. O divine Master, grant it that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console. Grant it that we may not so much seek to be understood as to try our level best to understand. Grant it, Lord, that we may not so much seek to be loved as to love our fellow man. For we realize that if we can do these things, we can represent the people as they should be represented. And we ask for your continued guidance, and we will never cease to give you the honor, the praise, and the glory. These and all blessings we ask in the name of Jesus. And for the sake of mankind, we ask for these blessings. Amen?
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Senator Butler, for that beautiful prayer. If y'all will please turn for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please have a seat. All right, we'll start with a roll call. Madam City Clerk.
Okay. Alderwoman Hall.
Here.
Alderman Frazier. Alderman Frazier.
Here.
Okay. Alderwoman Irvin.
Here.
Alderman Davis.
Here.
Alderman Maroney.
Here.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem, all is present and accounted for.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. All right, let's go to the approval of minutes, please. We'll first start with the special call meeting, April 15th, 2024. I would ask for a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Oh, any
Aye.
discussion? I'm sorry, y'all, please. Any discussion?
Call
No
question.
corrections. Called for the question has been called. Ask for a vote, please. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion has approved. For the regular meeting, April 23rd, 2024, may I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the question?
All.
All right, all in favor of the meeting minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Finally, the special call meeting, May 1st, 2024. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Call for the question?
All.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, now to the fun part. I would like to welcome a visitor we have here today. You've already heard him once, but we have the Mississippi Senator Albert Butler here today for a presentation of a resolution to Larry Brown Jr. in memory of his father, the Honorable Mayor Larry Butch Brown. Mr. Butler, please come up. Senator Butler, thank you.
Thank you. Madam Chairman. And I want to thank the board for allowing me an opportunity to come before you today to present this resolution. But before, yes, I want to talk to you all first.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I present the resolution. There are some things that I would like to say in reference to the former Mayor Butch Brown. I had an opportunity to meet him when I was a senator. And during that particular time, we shared some ideas. I was a supervisor in Claiborne County, and he was the mayor down here. And we shared some ideas of how we could strengthen Southwest Mississippi. I felt the need to do the resolution, not only because of his son, but because of Natchez and the things that he made possible for Natchez and the things that we talked about in working together, we could improve Southwest Mississippi. So I just want to share that with you, and I want to lead the resolution with his son, but also I brought a resolution to lead with the Natchez Board of Aldermen. Everything. So I had talked to Ms. Hall about the possibility of reading the resolution for me. So Ms. Hall, would you read the resolution at this time, please?
Yes, sir. And before I read that, I want to thank you, Senator Butler, for what you do for the state of Mississippi and for the city of Natchez. You are now in our area. We appreciate that. And you and I have had discussions on how we can continue to improve Southwest Mississippi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody. Mississippi State Senate. Senate Concurrent Resolution number 504. A concurrent resolution mourning the passing of former Natchez Mayor and Mississippi Department of Transportation Executive Director Larry Lynn Butch Brown Sr. and recognizing his effective tenure of public service to the citizens of South Mississippi. Whereas, we join the citizens of Natchez, Mississippi and South Mississippi in mourning the passing of longtime transportation leader Larry Lynn Butch Brown Sr., 79, who passed away on April 25th, 2023. And whereas Butch, as he was known, was born on June 10th, 1943 in Natchez, Mississippi, the son of Coyle Hansel Brown and Dolores Gibbons. He graduated from Natchez High School and from the University of Southern Mississippi with a degree in business management. He became an ad hoc instructor at the Resident Center of the University of Southern Mississippi. And whereas he married Shields Godfrey in Natchez on March 25th, 1972, and was the father of 3 children, Larry Lynn Brown Jr., Coyle Sessions Brown, and Caroline Shields Brown. And whereas his business education and entrepreneurial spirit served him well, and he founded the Brown Lumber Company, a highly respected vendor, and later Riverside Central Business, a full-service warehouse operation in Natchez Port. In the 1970s, his interest turned to public service, and he was instrumental in the establishment of Natchez campus of Copiah Lincoln Community College, and served for many years on its board of trustees. And whereas during his time, he helped establish the Mississippi-Louisiana Interstate Bridge Compact, on which he served as a commission member, serving as a catalyst for the eventual funding and construction of a new 4-lane bridge between 2 states. And whereas in 1992, he was elected mayor of the city of Natchez and reelected in 1996. His tenure as mayor was marked by progressive ordinances and policies addressing new programs. Of special note was his lead in securing federal funding for the Natchez Bluff, which was recognized nationally as a significant engineering project and which has been enjoyed for many years by the citizens of Natchez and by visitors for its scenic beauty. This accomplishment, coupled with the acquisition of the Natchez Pecan Factory site and its use as a green space and an event venue, has greatly enhanced Natchez as a tourism destination nationwide. Also, during this time, he helped secure funding for a new visitor center and convinced the U.S. Congress to help fund and locate the federal courthouse in Natchez. And whereas he boldly took the task of building a state-of-the-art convention center, bringing thousands of new visitors to Natchez. Through his efforts, the city acquired the old post office on Main Street and repurposed it into a historic museum known as the Natchez Association for the Preservation of African American Culture. Butch was also a major player in the construction of the terminus of the Natchez Trace Parkway on Liberty Road. Butch was also a new council chamber was acquired, and the city updated water and sewer services and moved the police department into a new facility. And whereas Butch was always careful to give the city employees credit for these many successes and emphasized his achievements came about because he saw to the employment of good managers, department heads, and staff solicited and listened to their suggestions and ideas. He loved the city of Natchez and its people, and that was his lodestar in everything he did as a public servant. And whereas in 2001, he was appointed by the Mississippi Transportation Commission as executive director of the Mississippi Transportation Department, where he served until 2011. In this capacity, the state was able to four-lane and improve thousands of miles of roads and bridges across the state. He took special pride in the role and former Governor Haley Barbour took in rebuilding the roads and bridges on the Gulf Coast after the devastation of Hurricane Katrina. And whereas, after leaving the Department of Transportation, he returned home to Natchez and was elected to a third term as mayor in 2012, where he continued to oversee more improvements to the city's infrastructure and services. During this time, he presided over the 300-year anniversary of the city's founding in 1716, a year-long series of events depicting and telling the stories of the history and people who made Natchez such a wonderful and historic city. And whereas Butch was a man of vision, and that and his undaunted energy brought about many great changes to Natchez. One only needs to ride around the city and see the many landmarks noting these successes. To fully understand this complex man of many talents, in his re-election campaign in 1996, he noted his many successes as mayor, and his slogan was, "I may not be perfect, but I get things done." And so he did. And whereas Butch was preceded in death by his parents, son Coyle Sessions Brown, daughter Caroline Shields Brown, sister Billy Brown Smith, and brother Dwayne Brown. Left to cherish his memory are his wife, Shields Godfrey Brown, son Larry Lynn Brown Jr., Maddie, and grandchildren. Ansley Elizabeth Brown, Larry Lynn Brown III, William Barrett Brown, Caston Coyle Brown, Sessions Height Brown, and Shields Hutchinson Brown. Niece Kim Smith Clement Michael, and nephew William Edward Godfrey IV. I would like to add in here that Mrs. Shields has died since. Whereas we recognize and give thanks for the legacy and devoted public service of an effective leader, and express to his surviving family our admiration, respect, and deepest gratitude for his service to his community and the state of Mississippi. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the state of Mississippi, the House of Representatives concurring therein, that we do hereby mourn the passing of former mayor and Mississippi Department of Transportation Executive Director, Larry Lynn Butch Brown Sr., and recognize his effective tenure of public service to the citizens of South Mississippi. Be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to the surviving family of Butch Brown, forwarded to the mayor and city council of Natchez and the Mississippi Transportation Commission, the executive director of MDOT, and be made available to the Capitol Press Corps. Adopted by the Senate, January 31st, 2024. Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hoseman Jr., President of the Senate. Adopted by the House of Representatives, March 6th, 2024. Jason White, Speaker of the House of Representatives. This is signed by Senator Albert Butler, District 37, Senator Juan Barnett, District 34, Senator Jennifer Branning, District 18, Senator Gary Broomfield, District 38, Senator Hillman T. Frazier, District 27, Senator John Horn, District 26, Senator Chris Johnson, District 45, Senator Tyler McGarn, District 31, Senator Walter Michael, District 25, Senator Joseph Thomas, District 22, Senator Michael McClendon, District 1, Senator Dean Kirby, District 30.
Thank you, Alderwoman Hall, and Senator Butler, you proceed with your presentation.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hall, for that. And I would just like to also say this. During that particular time, I develop a vision. And I would like not only the citizens, but the Natchez Board to work with me during the time that I'm serving as your senator, to work to tie Warren County and Adams County together historically. And when you tie Warren County, the historical area there, you take care of Claiborne County, which is part of my district. You take care of Justin County, which is part of my district. Take care of Adams County, and we're also looking to advance Franklin County in the process. The only way that we can do that is to complete Highway 61, all the way from Vicksburg, from 20 Highway at the Mississippi River Bridge to 84 Highway. If we were to do that, our economic corridor will be open for economics throughout Southwest Mississippi. And we can bring not only tourists, because we have a great tourist market, but we can bring not only tourists, but with the land and the other resources that we have, Colin as our workforce investment, community college, Alcorn as our state university, we can do things in Southwest Mississippi that you never visioned before. So I ask you to help me to make this vision a reality. And we can only make it a reality by us working together to make that happen. At this time, I would like for Larry and your wife to come, and I would like to present this to you. Okay. On behalf of those individuals that Ms. Hall so elegantly brought out, we would like to present this resolution to you in honor of your father, the things that he did in this great state. Thank you very much.
I'll keep this real short. I just want to say thank you to the mayor and board for allowing us to be here, and a special thanks to Senator Butler for the wonderful resolution, and all the senators in the House as well for adopting it. He was quick to accept the accolades, and but none of these projects would have been possible, and none of the awards would have been possible if it wasn't for all of you and I look around the room and I see a lot of people that worked with him for a long time, but he was quick to hand it off and thank the people who really got these things done. And so this means a lot to my wife, Maddie, and myself and my children, and thank you all.
Before you all sit down, I know the mayor was very sorry he couldn't be here because he was so fond of Butch, and I know that Butch offered him a lot of advice and a lot of good information over the years, and so we're going to have to get a photo op here. If all the aldermen and the city attorney are welcome to come as well, but let's get up front and have a quick photo.
Yes. Okay,
Just after we do.
just a second. She's gonna let you speak afterwards.
All ready? All right.
Appreciate you coming here and doing this for us. And I wanted to add, I served my first term with Mayor Brown, and he taught me a lot. I really did learn a lot from Butch, and he laughingly, and you can hear him with his jovial, voice and laugh say, well, this girl, she's my conscience, Alderwoman Smith, and she's gonna make me do the right thing. So he would always tease that when he introduced me to folks. So, but I appreciate those 4 years and all that I did learn from him. And I know that Alderman Frazier's on the phone, and I think he wanted to add something as well.
And I would like to as well. Alderman Frazier.
Yes, I would like to say, Senator Albert Butler, thank you very much for that resolution. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person due to health reasons. That flyover is in my ward, and I really appreciate it. I would like to say those were some very, very eloquent words that you spoke about Butch. As a former police officer, I worked for Butch for all 3 of his terms, and as the mayor, like he was very aggressive. He was gonna do what he wanted to do, and he was gonna do it right. So again, Silver, thank you for representing a mayor and a friend of mine and everything. For those words that you spoke, like I say, because I seen Butch one time I remember it was I think it was 2014, something like that, and he was in New Orleans at a Waffle House. He told me, he said, I got a boat down here in New Orleans. I'm down here just taking it easy. And I introduced him to my granddaughter and took a picture down there, and I thought that was very, very nice of Butch to talk to my granddaughter. Now she's a young lady. She's off on her own. But then I want to say to the family, thank you for giving us Butch and what you did for us and still doing for the community. So thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and thank you, Albert Butler.
Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor.
Thank you. I know Alderman Irving had something, and then feel free.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share a few moments of expression. I too knew Mayor Brown, and he was a jolly person. He was a person who was going to give. He was a person who was going to be in relationships. That's what it was all about. That was the first thing he said. If you're going to work with people, you're going to work together, you got to start with building the relationship, having the conversations, even if they're indifferent. Once you build the relationship, you can have the dialogue and people begin to understand your point of view. You begin to understand theirs, but you come to a common ground. You come to a common ground. And that was what I take from him. The other thing was that he did a big project, and it was over in the Monteville area. And today, not only him, I have to allude to our former Alderman, Theodore Bubba West, former Alderman Shay Carton, and I think Alderwoman Arsenal Mathis was on that board at that time and may have been Miss Alderwoman Sue Stedman at that time. But it came about the neighborhood. They were looking into restoring. So out of that came sidewalk, curb and gutter. The street was repaved, with federal dollars. And you saw him bringing a community together. You saw him investing because they need to come back, because it was a community that was in dire need of street repair or repavement, but also to unite people. And that's what he did. And out of that came the Minorville Jubilee, which will be celebrating its 34th year come July 27, 2024, the 34 years. So each year he's recognized because he birthed it. He helped birth that, and that neighborhood, the community, and now as Alderperson Award 4, I continue to bring his name up because it gives us light, it gives us hope for tomorrow, that better things are yet to come in that community, and that we hope that other mayors, our senators would come together and reinvest in that community. It is in dire need of help. And so I just want to say thank you. Putting that on your mind, Senator Butler, that Monteville and all of the other neighborhoods are in dire need of help. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
And then quickly, we had Alderwoman Hall wanted to say something.
Yes. Thank you again, Senator Butler, for taking the initiative to recognize this wonderful man and everything he has done for the state of Mississippi, Natchez, and Southwest Mississippi. He was a tremendous leader, and thank you for sharing your father with us all those many years as mayor. I know it's not easy to have your parent in public servant or sibling or wife. But I was serving on the Mississippi Department of Archives and History at the time, and Butch called me into his office. I didn't know what he had called me into his office for, but he asked if I would like to serve on the City Preservation Commission. And I told him, of course I would. And that is how I got involved on the City Preservation Commission. It was Butch's request, and I was not going to turn down Mayor Butch Brown with his request. And he was just a formidable man, leader, and there have been many mayors who have come behind him who have had to fill many great shoes. So I want to thank you again for sharing your father with us all these many years. And you again, Senator Butler, the Senate and the House of Representatives for bringing this forward to us.
Thank you, Alderwoman Hall. And one of the things with my first time, we were on a shoestring budget. It was a tough 4 years, and our 2016 tricentennial was during that term. And I see Stratton Bull, who served on the committee and worked hard for that. But Butch was proud of doing that basically without spending any money. We had events all year long. And that was truly because he motivated lots of volunteers in this community. It brought Natchez together from all walks of life. All parts of our community came together for 2016. So I think that's something very positive he'll be remembered for very well. And so I do want to go ahead and move on the agenda. I would ask for a motion to request permission from the Mississippi Department of Transportation to name the Highway 61 flyover in honor of former Mayor Larry Butch Brown.
So moved.
I think that should come from the alderperson, Mayor Pro
Made a
Tem,
motion, Mayor.
which is going to be.
I'd like to make that motion.
Yes.
I'd like to make the motion that we name the flyover and the late Mayor Larry Butch Brown.
Well, you can be the second. Any discussion on the motion?
Call the question.
Call for the question. All right. Anybody call for the question?
Call the question.
Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm glad that was approved, and we will proceed with that request. All right. We're going to jump back. I know that, and again, thank you, Senator Butler. I know you might have things to do and need to move on for your day, so we appreciate you being here again. Thank you so much. And we also had, the attorney was asking if we could move up someone on his report. So we've got to approve the deed of conveyance to Patricia Bonds. I'm going to let him elaborate, but it's a property at the corner of Gayosa and Kelly Avenue across from Titan Tire Plant.
Ms. Patricia Bonds has acquired two appraisals of the property. It's a vacant lot. It's lot number 2 of block 27 Concord subdivision. We took the average of the two appraisals. And what was it, Ms. Bond? $2,150, which has been approved. The deed has been prepared. And I would like at this time to ask the Mayor Pro Tem and Board of Aldermen for approval to transfer this piece of property to Ms. Patricia Bonds and in exchange for $2,150.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the question.
Call.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Motion approved. Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you. All right, we will go back to the agenda. City business, we've got Sharika Miller with permission to rehire staff to open the pool. Ms. Hall, as a recreation chairman, did you have anything about the pool?
I think Ms. Miller here? Yes.
Okay, she is. Okay, please come up to the podium, Ms. Miller, and proceed with your request.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Sharika Miller, and I'm here to get permission to rehire all of my staff, and we plan on opening a pool on Memorial Day weekend, which is that Saturday, the 25th. We have been to the county board meeting, and they have approved. So we was coming here today to see if we can get that approved for you guys.
Yes, Madam Pro Tem, I would like to make a motion.
Yes.
I'm sorry, just
Give you the floor. Oh, is there anything else?
I'm just here for support.
Okay, anything
I'd like
else?
to make a motion that we continue under our current agreement that was executed May 22nd, 2023, under those same terms, until we meet again to open the pool on Memorial Day.
Is there a second? All right, any discussion on the motion?
Yes. In favor of the pool and everything getting open, but I would like to see the board come together so that we could have a discussion. I'm waiting on that. So we could have the full discussion of committees, because I do have representatives from my community and other wards that are wanting to have be a committee from the city as well as the county has 3. Then we have people that have volunteered to want to establish a committee from the city as well. So we're waiting, I'm waiting for the meeting so we can have a conversation. So the city has a committee and so will, the county has a committee and so will the city have a committee as well.
Any other discussion?
Call the question.
All right, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
I know the community looks forward to the pool opening. We appreciate your hard work.
When is the open date?
Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
All right, if y'all didn't hear in the audience, that's Memorial Day weekend and online as well that the pool opens. And any information on the hours of that, Ms. Miller?
We'll be open from-
Ms. Miller, can you go back to the podium so they can hear you
Sorry about that.
online?
Thank you. I think people are excited to know that.
Our hours will be Tuesday through Sunday, 1 to 6 p.m. And we will have like swim lessons and everything that will take place at 8 o'clock that morning to like 12.
Okay, all right. Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much. All right, and next on our agenda, we have Ms. Chesney Doyle from the DNA for introduction of their new DNA director, Kevin Myers.
Actually, I want to defer to Joanne Brumfield.
Okay. Oh, come on, Ms. Brumfield.
Well, thank you all and good morning.
Good
So
morning.
exciting to be here at this moment. I want you to know, we are pumped. We are ready to roll with this. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Kevin. Kevin has been with us from the beginning, before we were even formed. So if anybody knows what DNA is all about and where it needs to go, it's Kevin. So
We'd love to have a few words, Mr. Myers.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Board, for welcoming me here today. And thank you to the DNA Board for allowing me to have this privilege of serving our downtown. I have a lot of years of spending time downtown and working and being a resident, and it means a lot to me. Yeah, I'm excited to work with the city and all of its departments, and as well as the merchants, the residents, all the organizations that are involved in our downtown. And most of all, I want to make our downtown a premier location for the state of Mississippi, and DNA to be the premier Main Street program in the state of Mississippi. So thank you.
Well, we thank you and we look forward to it. It's always nice when someone local has the qualifications and the love for Natchez like you do and can take on a job. And so we look forward to seeing all the good things to come. Thank y'all for being here today. All right, we are going to proceed now. We have Mr. Bert Kirkendall, if I said that right, Senior Associate Transportation Manager with a presentation. And we thank you for being here today as well.
Thank you so much for having me. And special thank you to the mayor and board for choosing us to take on this great project for downtown. So I think we have a couple of slides loading up. Okay. I'll just kind of dive in while those are loading. I've been here since yesterday, meeting with people, downtown stakeholders, and really getting the project kicked off. And I do hail from Laurel, Mississippi, and I'm in Chattanooga now. I've been there for about 10 years. I work with a firm called TSW, and we are consultants. We essentially, there we go. And if we could advance 2 slides. Thank you. We essentially are consultants to build community. I'm an engineer and planner and have been brought in to really help figure things out as far as transportation goes in the downtown setting. And let's go one more slide. Great. And I know you have a lot on your agenda. I'm just going to be very brief. And this is essentially the scope for the project. We're right now in task 1, doing field measurements, some speed studies. We've already done traffic analysis for downtown, looking at traffic volumes downtown. Also, we're going to be leaning on the city police department to be able to look at crash data, to look at where there are crashes happening, where speeding is happening. And we've already got a lot of that great information too from stakeholders and from analysis. And really the meat of the project is in task 2, building that traffic model for downtown for the purpose of looking at what can happen differently with downtown streets And the overarching goal is to really make downtown safe and attractive for pedestrians. And a big part of that is controlling traffic speeds, where there are speeding issues, looking at how the infrastructure can be modified, can be changed to help prevent that, and to create a very inviting and welcoming atmosphere for pedestrians. And really the heart of that is economic development for downtown, but also so that all the citizens of Natchez can really feel at home and safe downtown. We'll be looking at street sections. That's basically how the street is composed with lanes, looking at one-way and two-way traffic, looking at intersection traffic control changes potentially, looking at truck loading is an issue, and also looking at parking. With the new demands on parking, both with increased retail activity, but also with new employment opportunities downtown, looking at how the parking needs can be met as well. And next slide. This is really our building on the master plan. And one of the recommendations of the master plan is that a downtown transportation study would follow up from that plan to really kind of deal with the other half of the downtown setting, the development, but also what happens in the right of way itself. And these are all objectives that came out of that plan. And last slide, we've already dug into the traffic information, and we have traffic volumes for every street in downtown. The scope of the study is on the north from Madison, on the south to Orleans, and from the river on the west to MLK Street on the east, and maybe just a little bit east of that from MLK as well. So we're digging into the data, and the next step will be pulling that together into a model and generating different ideas and options. Really, we want to be very open and look at what the potential is for all the downtown streets. So thank you again. I'd love to field any questions.
Let me, real quickly, actually, am I correct in hearing that there's a possibility people can go in on certain intersections and put comments on there? Is that just stakeholders, or is that the public, or?
Yeah, I have set up a GIS map and I've been, as I get input, I've been putting those pins in the map, so to speak. So we are going to create a link for that for city and for stakeholders, so that they can go in and be able to, if they know there's a specific intersection where there are crashes, speeding, or if they have ideas on how maybe sidewalks here could be wider, the street could be reconfigured, to get all those ideas and kind of put those together.
Well, thank you. This is a good problem to have when you're undergoing revitalization, development downtown, and things are growing. That this is a result of that, the need for this, and we need to make sure our citizens are safe. I think one of the things I hear mostly is Franklin Street can be like a raceway, and I know you've heard that in the work that you've done so far. It is, people drive fast, especially down that one for some reason, and Main too, but I think Franklin's even a bigger issue. So we thank you for that. Just quickly, does anybody have any questions before we move on?
Madam Clerk?
No, yes.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed the conversation we had with you. And just to reiterate for the public, this is an MDOT project and also in the historic district with historic guidelines. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Alderwoman Hall. Anybody else before we proceed?
No, I'm excited about it.
I would like to recognize you, Alderwoman Irving.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am excited about it. I was part of the charrettes and all for the downtown master plan, and to see that that's being incorporated as well, that's a truly a good thing. And so looking forward to the outcome, widening of the sidewalks, and because we do want more pedestrians downtown, and we want them to be able to walk in a safe manner as well. So safety is a big issue. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you again for being here and explaining what's going on with that. And I have been told that we have an important visitor here, our new Colin
Vice President.
Vice President. Hi, I would ask that you come forward, please.
I thought he was on the West Campus, Western Campus. Oh, awesome.
Thank you for being here today, and we'd love to have a few words from you and your vision for Colin.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I am Pernell Goodwin, new Vice President for the Natchez campus of Copiah Lincoln Community College. Originally I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. born and raised, but just coming to Natchez, just started on May 1st. And really the vision is simple, just to grow Colin Natchez, as well as the entire district for Colin, to try to get a lot of our students great educational opportunities right here in their own backyard. A lot of students and individuals can't go all across the world, but we want to ensure that they get that same kind of educational experience right here in their own backyard in the great city of Natchez. And so we're looking to increase enrollment, be very innovative, partner with a lot of industries, the city, and really anyone we can to get our students what we need and to really just move them forward and advance our community and our society.
Well, Mr. Goodwin, what Colin offers our community and the surrounding communities is immeasurable. And we are so appreciative of all that you all do. And even with the early college to our high school students, I mean, that's an excellent program that has been so beneficial. So we thank you very much for being here today.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Welcome again.
Back to the agenda. Now we come to our department directors' reports. We first have Mr. James Johnson, our Community Development Director.
Morning, Mayor Pro Tem and Board.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
You have a copy of my report in with your respective packets. No changes from what was submitted on Friday. Procurement of engineering and environmental services, City of Natchez Forks to Freedom Infrastructure Improvement Program, FY 2024 Community Project Funding Grant from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Staff is requesting a motion to proceed with issuing a request for proposal for engineering, design, bid phase, and construction engineering, environmental services, including completing the required environmental review per 24 CFR Part 50 and 24 CFR Part 58 for improvements along St. Catherine Street to the Natchez Bluff for the Hiram Rebels Plaza and U.S. Colored Troops Monument Site. A committee appointed by the mayor will review the proposals received and make a recommendation to the mayor and board of aldermen. The selected committee will consist of myself, Mr. Dollar, Richard Burke, Robert Purnell, and Norma West. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Well, I think that we can all agree that this is one of the favorite things to everybody that came out of our downtown Natchez plan. So we're excited about this. I would ask that we call for the question. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Eola Hotel Phase 2 Environmental Site Assessment for Asbestos Survey, the city's 2021 EPA Brownfield Coalition Assessment Grant. Staff in concert with PPM Consultants is requesting a motion to proceed with the Phase 2 Environmental Site Assessment to conduct an asbestos survey on the subject property at a cost not to exceed $23,400.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I mean, it said not to exceed 23,000.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay. Staff is in concert with the consultant. So is there a project manager?
PPM Consultants, who we've been working with for several years now on this project.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Trey Hess is our point of contact.
okay.
He's met before the board on several occasions.
Yeah, we've all met him and talked at length about
Excuse me?
what
You have
what
a
we're
question?
working on.
Okay, all right. I'm finished.
All right, I
Fraser.
would, yes, I'm on, well, can we move that down here so I
Sure.
can hear? That would be helpful, thank you.
Mhm.
Alderman Frazier, if you have anything to add, please, go ahead.
Yes, I have a question. James, haven't we did a study on this before?
We have done a phase 1 and a phase 2, but we have not included the asbestos inspection, which is a requirement based on the age of the building.
Okay, so this is just for the asbestos, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's correct.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Frazier. Call for the question.
Called.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion passes. Proceed.
FY 2024 Home Improvement Partnership Program, or the HOME Program, Rehab Reconstruction, Mississippi Home Corporation. Staff is requesting a motion to work with the Southwest Mississippi Planning and Development District on the preparation and submission of a 2024 home grant application.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion on the motion?
Yes. So I know we didn't get this last year.
Correct.
And so we're doing what are we doing different for this year for the grant?
I have not seen the application, Ms. Irving, but I will look at it and see, we do try and improve it every time we go around. But keep in mind, the monies are quite limited. They weren't like they were back in, 10, 15 years ago, but the competition has increased. And our dynamics are not as bad as other communities that are applying for these monies. So all we can do is, keep applying. Hopefully we'll be successful one time.
Any other discussion? Yes, Alderman Frazier?
James, could you tell me how many applicants do we have already for this program?
At this time, applications are not being received from homeowners.
Okay, what, do you have a date when we are going to receive?
No, right now, this application program is done in 2 phases. That would be part of phase 2. This is only part of phase 1, the preparation and submission of the application.
Okay, because like I said, I need to know because a lot of people have been calling me about this grant here. Okay, thank you, James.
We will have the required public hearing for the application submission, which if memory serves me, has to be at the evening. And then will also be, if we do get past the phase 1, we'll look at having a second public hearing, what would include the participants from the community as well that have an interest in the program.
All right, thank you, Mr. Johnston. Any other discussion?
Call the question.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
And then to continue with this same activity, staff is requesting a motion to approve the required affirmative marketing plan.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the question.
Paul.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Johnston.
Someone left an earbud up here.
All right, thank you. We'll take that in. See if anybody claims it. Yes, and next we have our director, Sabrina Bartley of the Natchez Senior Center and Natchez Transit System. Thank you for being here, Ms. Bartley.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is truly a great day, and I am truly excited on this day. It was so ironic when I read the agenda and saw the honor for the late Mayor Butch Brown. When I became director, Mayor Brown was mayor at that time and extremely supportive. And he and the board in 1999 appointed me as the first African-American lady director of the department director. And I was given the charge of the Natchez Senior Center. The Natchez Senior Center this year celebrates its 50th year as a senior citizen organization under the Natchez Adams Council on Aging. So for a lot of years, we have done a lot of things. For the last 25 years, it has been under my hand, and I am so excited. I stand on the shoulders of the late Francis Trosclair and the late Barbara Byrne, who served prior to my time. In January the 4th, 2000, when I assumed my responsibilities, the Natchez Senior Center was a little-known entity across the state of Mississippi. It then became recognized by Governor Ronnie Musgrove and patterned and recognized across the state as one of the premier senior services center in the state of Mississippi. And for that, I am so excited. Natchez Transit System at that time was a rural transit, elderly and disabled transportation program with 4 vehicles serving just a handful of people. Today, it stands as the premier rural public transportation system in the state of Mississippi. We built the first rural transportation center in the state of Mississippi, regional transportation. That was done at 100% funds for the city of Natchez. We are so proud of that. The Natchez Senior Center today is closed. It is closed today because the storm 2 days ago, yesterday and the day before, brought with it some damage that damaged some lines for the electricity that come into the building. So we are closed on today and closed on tomorrow. while my colleague Jody and the Power and Light Company fix everything back up because, we believe in doing things in an excellent way. The Natchez Senior Center, just this month, will deliver over 1,000 meals to seniors across this community. The Natchez Senior Center just this month and every month, actually every week, logs over 250 persons into our building. We're open from 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to late in the afternoon, 7 and 8, whenever Miss Maxine and her husband go. Miss Maxine has been with us for over 40 years, 44 years, I think it is, and has done a wonderful job with the swim program, the senior swim program and water aerobics. And for that, we are so thankful. Natchez Transit System today, unlike before, has over 1,200 transportation trips per week. We're connecting people to everyday life. The Natchez Rural Transit Center serves not only our facility in our area, but also it is linking to other areas as well. And we also have the opportunity to have on our staff the only certified shop manager and certified mechanic that are certified in public transit vehicles in the Southwest Quadrant. So that's a lot to be thankful for right there. So today, I would like to thank the mayor and the board of aldermen for your support down through the years. Today, I'd like to thank my colleagues, all of those department directors that have come and been a part of all of the successes for the Natchez Senior Center and Natchez Transit System down through the years. I'd like to thank and also introduce to you the executive team that makes all of this possible. I have with me, in no particular order, Ms. Lovey Martin.
Stand up so
Lovey,
we
you
can
here?
appreciate you all.
Come here. Come on up here so
Come on up.
Ms. Lovey Martin.
My sister.
She is our administrative supervisor. She serves as my deputy in that role, and she's also the rural mobility manager for Southwest Mississippi. Lovey has 30 years with the city. She got 15 years with Natchez Transit System. Miss Carla Monroe. Carla, are you here? Carla, would you come? Miss Carla Monroe serves as the deputy director of the Natchez Senior Center. Carla has 16 years with us. Excellent job. Is Maddie back there? Yes. Miss Maddie's Maddie Holmes, she got married a few years ago, and I'm still trying to pronounce her name correctly. She is our program, she's the program coordinator for the Natchez Senior Center. She has 17 years with the city of Natchez in this one department. All these people, these are just my department. Johnny, would you come? And Glenn, would you come? Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis is a shop manager. He's the regional shop manager. Wow. He has been recognized statewide, and so has this man who's one of the best mechanics you've ever seen in your life. They're certified. Johnny, don't tell him. Johnny has 20 years with the city of Natchez, and he is on his 13th year with Natchez Transit System, and so is Glenn. Glenn has been with us for 13 years, and I'm so grateful and thankful for them as well. These are just part of my executive team. Got a few more. Trinika Robinson. Trinika, are you here? Trinika Robinson serves as our fiscal manager. She has served as the fiscal officer, not just for the Natchez Transit System, but also Natchez Senior Center. She has 13 years with us. Mr. Stacy Perry. He's our ground and maintenance supervisor. He left and went to Texas and came back, and he has a total of 5 years with us. Let me see who I'm missing. Okay, and Lewis and Jakari Washington. He is our transportation coordinator. He's been with us for 14 years. Lewis Davis. He serves as my deputy in the role of operations supervisor. Lewis will mark in November this year 21 years in that position. He has already made 20. Did I miss anybody? Who is back there? Tamika. Lord have mercy. Tamika, come on, Tamika. Tamika Scott serves as she is the executive assistant. She's sort of my executive assistant, but she also is a call center supervisor. She has 13 years.
Awesome.
Did I get everybody this time?
I think so.
As you see, we have a wealth of knowledge and we have a wealth. I want to thank the mayor, the board of aldermen, those current and those past. I want to thank the board of supervisors. I think Mr. Gray was in here a few minutes ago. I don't know if he's gone or not, but he also has served on the board, but I also thank the board of supervisors. I want to thank my colleagues. Most importantly, that we have served across the years. Those funding sources that we have had a lot of people. I want to thank the citizens of Natchez, Mississippi. Above all, and most importantly, I want to thank my family. And I see something I've not seen in a long time, and that's my husband. Show up over here at the board meeting. Come on, baby.
Come on up.
Come on. Yeah, come on. You shouldn't have come in here. You know
You would embarrass.
This is the man that I fell in love with and is responsible for getting me here to Natchez, Mississippi, as I followed him when he was, and look at him, he said, as I followed him as he was the pastor of Zion Chapel AME Church some 28 years ago. And this is my 27th year with the city of Natchez. As I stand today, and my family have given up their time, they have supported in all of these things. As I stand to make this last report as the executive director of the Natchez Senior Center and Natchez Transit System, I am so excited and so delighted for what God has done for me and allowed me to do. I'm so excited and so delighted for what God has done for this community through me. I am a person of faith, and I understand that faith without works is dead. And Lord knows we have worked extremely hard. I want to thank all of these people who are my right and my left hands, who have held us up and who have served this community with me as well. And so on this, my last report, if I missed anybody, y'all chalk it up to my, I didn't write it down, and I am going to send you a real report. But I'm reminded of this last thing. I thank God for what he has allowed me to do.
All right now.
You may build great cathedrals, large or small. You may build skyscrapers, grand and tall. You may conquer all the failures of the past, but only what you do for Christ would last.
That's all right.
You may seek earthly power and fame. The world might be impressed by your great name. Soon as the glories of this life will soon be past, but only what you do for Christ would last. Remember, only what you do for Christ would last. Only what you do for him will be counted in the end.
Amen.
Only what you do for Christ will last. I love all of you. I love the city of Natchez. I love each of you to the bottom of my heart. Thank you for allowing me to serve as this my last report.
Well, you know we have to have a photo. Yes, you know the mayor this is another 2 big ones that he missed today. So let's do a photo, please. All of you all, please come up, and the Board of Aldermen and whomever else would like to be in it, please follow. I'm going to say something real quickly. My daughter sent me a text and said, I'll wait till we're done with the photo.
Maddie. I have more. Maddie by Carl, Johnny Davis by Maddie. Glenn, and Glenn, I didn't use your last name. Paul. And then Trinita. And Stacy. Jakari, we can start Jakari on the back or someplace. Lewis Davis and Tanika Scott. And, yeah, Marva. Love you. Make sure everybody can see.
You go first, yeah.
Okay. In the back, I can't see the one seal. Here, I'm good. Here, you take my makeup off. There you go. Back there. There we go. Got everybody. Make sure you got big deal. Got it.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Bartley, I know we have a couple people that will want to say something, but I'm going to start today, and I
didn't tell y'all, my husband's name is Reverend Charles Bartley, I'm sorry.
We welcome Reverend Bartley here today. But wait, stay up there for just a minute, lady. I know we'll have something later on, but I do want to say this. And as I was saying earlier, my daughter sent me a text on Mother's Day and just said, "You're the GOAT of moms." And if most of y'all know what GOAT means, greatest of all time. Well, you're a GOAT of department directors. And
thank you.
We appreciate that. We appreciate the foresight that Mayor Brown had in putting you in those positions. But one of the things that a great leader does is put great people under him or her. And we see that you did that with your staff, and you empowered them. You didn't micromanage them. You empowered them, and now they're good leaders as well in their positions. So we appreciate you and so much. I think I heard Mr. Frazier going, "Mayor Pro Tem, where are you?" So Alderman Frazier, you go ahead.
First, I'd like to say, I'm sorry I couldn't be there for that photo op. I would dearly love to be there. And also, I want to say that you are leaving the city of Natchez a very, very capable staff. I have a special relationship with all those that work over there, especially Miss Martin, Mr. Davis, and Mr. Perry, and Miss Brooks over there. I go a long ways back with those people there. But like I say, I'm quite sure you're leaving them in a very, very good hand. Last but not least, Ms. Bartlett, I'd like to wish you and your husband a very, very long and fruitful journey through life. So may God bless you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I recognize Alderwoman Hall.
Ms. Marley, it's been a privilege working with you these last 4 years. I regret we won't be moving forward together, but I understand your need to retire, and God bless you in your retirement with your husband and your family. But you have been an asset to the city of Natchez, and as Mayor Pro Tem said, Butch Brown had a vision. He was a visionary, and you were one of his visions for the city of Natchez. You're a wonderful leader, and as she said, you do empower others, and that's very important in leadership.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Alderman Frazier.
And I just want to say,
Irving, sorry.
this is
Irving.
bittersweet. However, I do want to say you have been a great leader. But what gets me the most to want to express is the forward thinking, a very progressive person, the leadership, the ability to empower others that work with you to have the same mindset, how we're going to move things forward, and to go to our workshops and our meetings and to hear that Natchez, the model for the state of Mississippi with Department of Transportation. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is awesome. And so I do applaud you, your spiritual journey, because it's with him that you can do those things because of who you recognize you're all in all. And so I just want to say, congratulations. I look forward to what your journey holds in the very near future. You and your family.
Thank you.
Take care and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next on our agenda, we have Chief Robert Arrington of our fire department.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why y'all put me behind that? I will never understand, but
You're good.
only for Ms. Barton.
You got it.
You got it. So this morning, I wanted to get approval to sign an agreement with the county to continue with our fire agreement on a month-to-month basis as we go through our negotiations. My understanding is that the county has already agreed to this. We just need to get it in a formal document for our records and to have everything done correctly.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion?
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes.
We actually need to do this as one, approving the agreement, and two, approving a resolution.
All right, would you please differentiate and do the first one?
Okay. I want to make a motion to approve the agreement from month to month.
Okay. Second, any discussion on the motion? All right, call the question. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. And the second part, Alderman.
Now I want to make a motion to approve the resolution on the fire agreement.
Second from Alderman Curtis Maroney. Are we good, Madam Clerk? How we said
I
it?
mean, if y'all want me to read the resolution, I can, or.
Yes.
Okay. So whereas the mayor and board of aldermen of the city of Natchez maintain and operate a fire department for the protection of the citizens of Natchez, Mississippi. And whereas it is in the public interest of the citizens of Natchez and Adams County that the city of Natchez, Mississippi continue to provide fire protection to the residents and businesses of all Adams County, including the area outside of the corporate limits of the city of Natchez. And whereas the city has agreed to furnish such fire protection and the county has agreed to pay the city during the month and for the next few months until a long-term interlocal agreement may be entered, monies for providing the firefighting personnel and equipment to provide fire service through an interlocal agreement to the citizens of Natchez, Adams County residing outside of the city of Natchez. I'm sorry, I keep kind of losing my place in this. And whereas the city of Natchez and Adams County are authorized to enter into intergovernmental and interlocal agreements for cooperative efforts regarding fire protection under the provisions of Mississippi Code 1713-1, and the governing bodies of the city and county have agreed to enter into such agreement in accordance with the proposed agreement attached hereto. Now therefore be it resolved that under the provisions of Mississippi Code 1713-1, 19-597, 19-9-109, 21-17-5, 83-139, 3D, 19-340, 21-25-3, and 21-25-5, that Dan Gibson, mayor of the city of Natchez, is hereby authorized, empowered, and directed on behalf of the city of Natchez to execute the attached intergovernmental agreement for cooperative efforts for fire protection for residences and businesses of the city of Natchez, Mississippi, and Adams County, Mississippi. And upon adoption by the city of Natchez, Mississippi, that a copy of this agreement be forwarded to the Attorney General of the state of Mississippi for adoption, and a copy of the same be forwarded to the Department of Finance and Administration of the state of Mississippi, all in accordance with Mississippi Code 1713-1.
All right, we'll call for the question. All right, we'll have a roll call vote. I will start with Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier. Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Anything else?
One last thing, this is just for you all's information. This is a report that I'm going to give to you all. We give this to the city clerk every month. I will be giving this to you guys quarterly. This is just kind of our fire runs, how many we've been in the city, how many we've been in the county, just an update with everything that we've been doing. I will, as I said, give this to you guys quarterly. So here is your first.
That's great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you very
much.
much.
We appreciate you. Okay, we will proceed with our next department head, Justin Dollar, Public Works.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good. Here before you today, well, first let me back up and say, doing an inspection of the storm drainage system at the corner of George F. West Boulevard and Martin Luther King, we found some notable issues in the metal corrugated line that goes under George F. West Road near the dollar store at that location. So in doing so, I have received quotes to have repairs made to that particular location, to that storm drain. Probably, I don't know if you're really familiar with that, but that location, that storm drainage line is very, very deep, 25 plus foot deep, to have to make any kind of repairs. So in doing the repairs that we're looking at doing are going to be a shotcrete, basically a lining of the inside of those pipes, which is going to be the same type of technology that you see on the bluff walls, the shotcrete walls. So that would be done in an effort in the insides of the pipe to basically line those pipes. So the two companies reached out to were Blaney's Oilfield Services, which provide that service, and Anding Construction Services. Both sent me quotes for making those repairs. The low quote was from Blaney Oilfield Services in the amount of $61,225. Here before you today, asking permission to accept the low quote.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion?
Yes. I just wanted to ask, what was Anding's Construction? What was their amount?
$79,000.
Okay. Thank you.
What was that number?
Hold on, I would like to recognize Alderman Frazier.
Just not here. What was that number for doing that at be it down at George F. West MLK?
Okay, one of the quotes was $61,225. The other one was $79,000.
Well, you're just laying new drain pipes. Is that next to the store or
No.
where about?
Let him explain again.
Yeah, we certainly won't be laying. I mean, at some point down there in years to come, you will have to lay that. Now, that is a project that we have in our large comprehensive drainage. Can you hear?
Yeah, speak in the microphone a little bit more.
The changing of that pipe out, which will have to be done in years to come, is we put it in our comprehensive drainage study for a project to be done. You're talking several many hundreds of $1,000s, probably upwards of $1 million at some point, is what it will cost to make those repairs at that location, to completely change all of that out. This is something so that we can try to get us, 7 to 10 plus years out of that in preparation of looking for a long-term solution, trying to acquire some funding from other sources for that. So this will be basically a spraying of shotcrete in the insides of those pipes to line them.
Alderman Frazier, did you understand?
Yes. So basically, this going to be. Let me just say this going to be just cosmetic for the time being, right?
No, it's not cosmetic. It's actually going to be fixing. Well, what you have there is the bottom of that pipe is rusted out just from age, due to age. What this will do is fill all those voids and put a new bottom in.
Like I say, right now, I kind of like I can't hear what you're saying, but I'll get together with you and you can discuss it to me another time.
Thank you, Alderman Frazier. Anyone else? Alderman Maroney.
Sounds like this is definitely something that we need to do, so it's not a question about that. But what do they line the entire inside of the pipe, and what's the diameter of this pipe? Or they just putting a new bottom in?
Yeah, this is the 84 inch.
84 inch?
84,
okay.
so it's 7 feet tall, 7 feet wide, circular pipe, of course. So no, what we do is we'll go to spring line. most of these special pipe of this size or capacity is going to be spring line or less. I mean, not saying that it couldn't during a heavy rain, but your problem, where's most of your water? It's in the bottom half of your pipe. That's where you tend to see your problem.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is reinforce that portion. One, in an effort to keep costs down.
So that's a plan that should work.
Oh, we've done it.
for a
We've done it
while.
numerous times.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't
Okay.
our first time that we've done anything like this.
All right, call for question. Are you having another?
I just want to thank Mr. Dollar and his crew for cleaning the train dorms. I've seen you all around the city and also in Ward 1. I do appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, any other discussion? Call for the question.
Call.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Dollar. We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
your
you.
diligence on this. And so we're going to start with city official reports. And in honor of Mayor Brown, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to start with Alderman Curtis Maroney down there. He loves to do that every now and then.
I want to recognize Jody Rutter. He's not here today, but I think I told y'all last time that I was putting together a list of streetlights that were out in my ward, and I completed that survey and marked them all and flagged them all, and put the list together in a spreadsheet and emailed it to Jody, and there were lights being fixed the next day, and they are all fixed. They took flags down, fixed all the lights, and so my hat's off to Jody Rutter and getting that done. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
The
Rutter.
residents of Ward 6 appreciate Jody Rutter's efforts in getting those folks out there. It's nice to have the lights back on.
Thank you, Alderman Curtis. Alderman Davis.
On June 15th, I'm planning on doing another Fishing with the Fathers. This will be the third year for this. And the numbers keep growing every year. It started out about 50 something, about 60, 70 last year. And I expect it to be over 100 this year. The reason why I put it out late, I had to wait on a state park. They just recently opened this week, so I got to go out there this week and reschedule everything with them, see if I can get that date though. That's the date. That's the tentative date we plan for, and that ends my report.
Thank you, Alderman Davis. Alderman Irving, sorry.
No problem. Okay, so I'm going to begin with my concerns about the insulated house and the tarp that's there. I see the top portion of it. Some portions of it is still in place. We have others. I think the sun may have dry rotted the material out. So it does need to be replaced if all possible. With the heavy rains we've had the last couple of days, and actually that was where the water was seeking in, was through the roof. So hopefully we can get the tarps replaced on the insulated house that's on St. Catherine Street. I also wanted to, I don't know if he's still here, Mr. Porter, did he leave? I wanted to inquire, I had received several calls from members of the community that the Jackway Park restrooms are locked during the day. And so wanting to see whether or not those restrooms can be unlocked so that they will be accessible for people who frequent the park. So wanted to see about that being taken care of. And the next thing was AEDs, training for it, to see when would there be another training. I know Mr. Rutter had brought that to our attention a few months back, but just wanted to see, is there anything in the very near future?
So
AEDs.
will you get with
Mhm.
them, or are you asking City Hall to do that?
I'm asking now to give my report. This is what I had in my report.
But no, I'm just clarifying whether you want someone to City Hall to do this? or
Yes.
You
Yes.
do? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
You should do that.
And one of the other things that I want to bring to our board's attention, this past election taught us a lot. We did not have a commission. And so one of the things I want to do as well is make a commission on behalf of the city to do our elections. We did not have those people in place. Mrs. Holmes had retired. Ms. Janice Williams had retired. So I just want to make a motion that we, for the future elections, have those commissioners in place on behalf of the city.
Wait, just before you make that motion, may I clarify with Madam Clerk and our city attorney?
We contract with the county election commission to run and handle our elections. And they make sure that, everyone that is needed to make sure that that happens is in place.
The city
So-
has appointed commissioners.
Let me
The city has-
recognize you, Alderwoman
I'm
Hall.
sorry. The city has appointed commissioners. There are city appointed.
So we
So
have
who are
Francis
the,
Bailey, Larry Gardner, and Tracy
Tracy
Gode
Gode.
are the city's
And that's who
election
ran the election.
commissioners, and we contract with them to handle and run all of our elections.
Okay.
And they handle the
And-
poll workers and, all of that.
The county commissioners.
Let me recognize you,
I'm
Alderman
sorry.
Hall, so we keep order.
Yes,
Thank you.
the county commissioners are not involved in the city election. They're involved in the county elections.
again, I was bringing this to our attention
Because
because
they
I
were in
know
place, Alderwoman. That's what I'm saying. They were in place. So
We,
we don't know what you have to refer to.
we do have ours in place. These might be, maybe they were county appointed for county elections. There could be, you're confused on who they represented, but we have our commissioners in place. Is what what Madam
Okay.
Clerk
We
and
have
Alderwoman
appointed them
Hall
in
are
this term.
explaining. Yeah, they work with the county on that and do the conversing about that.
They were
But
appointed.
there are,
They were
commissioners who are
appointed for this term.
specific for city.
Yeah, I just recommend you get with Madam Clark and y'all can find out the logistics of that. But we were good for this election. I don't want anybody to think that we were not.
Exactly.
Everything was
well, I know that we
in
had to
place.
approve it, and that was my reason
Alderwoman
for.
Irving, go ahead.
I thank you. I just know we had to approve it, and that was my reason for bringing it back up, because we don't want to undergo another election the next 4 years or any other elections that are coming up, and we don't have those persons in place.
We never have. We've always
They've
had
always been
our
approved.
ours in place. They've always proceeded. And I will tell you, Larry Gardner makes sure of
And they
that.
were-
Yeah, and anytime terms are up, they bring that to us and make us aware that, this is coming forward and either this person is or is not interested in, continuing on, so that any changes or approvals that need to be done are done well in advance of the elections.
And so I guess the miscommunication with me is that we received their letter saying that they're resigning from their position, but we never received any information saying that these people will be placed in those positions to represent
They were
the.
appointed by this.
Yeah, let's just clarify. Those, I think you're talking about people that weren't appointed by us.
Right.
Name our three again.
We have
Yeah.
Francis Bailey, Larry Gardner, and Tracy Gode are the three city election commissioners.
I understand.
Okay, so
I
maybe
understand.
get with the
That's what
county
elections.
if you.
And all of that is approved by this board before they can act on
Exactly.
behalf of a city election.
All right, thank
Okay.
Madam Pro Tem, the only difference from the 2016 election and to this one, 2016 did not provide financing for that election. And
2020.
I'm sorry, the 2020 election. And therefore, we made sure when we did our budget that the funding was in place for this election.
I saw
That was
the
the only
funding,
change,
that's
but
not,
everything else is in place.
okay.
All right, well, we'll proceed. I don't have a report, so I will, on behalf of Mayor in a few minutes, but you may proceed, Alderman Frazier.
Yes. First, I would like to say, the mayor is not here, but as you know, everyone know that Congressman Thompson, he dedicated, he gave to the city of Natchez $1 million. But at a later date, the mayor and myself, along with the rest, I hope with the rest of the board members, we want everybody on board. I think we're gonna have a photo op. I would just like to say that. It's just with me and the mayor up there. It's for the city of Natchez.
All right, thank you.
Now, that's in the next report. Let me say this. This past weekend, I attended the Special Olympics at Keesler Air Force Base. We was well represented by our kids in Natchez, and I wish everyone could have attended. And I want to thank the representatives, and I didn't know this till this year, that the people that do that, like Ms. Wanda Robertson and Coach C, we call him Coach C. And there's other participants. I seen Dave Deere, and she was there, and to send these kids out. And they were sent off by sponsors. And I would just like to say that these sponsors, we need more sponsors. These kids need more sponsors. And I wish everyone could have been there just to see these kids. And I would say my grandson, as you know, he's one of those participants. He came in, he won track and field. He came in third, won a silver medal. Then he came in fourth in the ball stuff. This all the Special Olympic kids throughout the state. So I would say each and every board members, if you ever get a chance, go down to Biloxi when they had us next year and just see how these kids are. They stayed in the Air Force Base on Keesler Air Force Base. These people really, really take care of these kids. It's just to see the joy on their face and reaction on these kids' face. And like I said, I really enjoyed it myself. Me and my wife, we just went down to see our grandson. But again, I would like to say kudos to those people in this area who deal with special need kids and everything. And again, I would like to say we need more participation. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Alderman Frazier. And I agree with you. I'd love, we'll try to make sure notice gets out to everybody about when they take off for that, because I saw a video of the bus leave and I thought, oh, I would love to have been there. I didn't realize it, and that's on me, but maybe we can help.
All the kids throughout the state was there. You'll be surprised who was all there. They had representation T-shirts and everything. Nashville was represented. As a matter of fact, I didn't even much know until I butt into Coach Henry Harris. He had a group down, and I didn't. Like I say, we should know these things in the community, what's going on, especially dealing with special need kids. So now again, I want to say thank you to Alderwoman Smith and the rest of the board.
Thank you. And we're glad you were there to represent your grandson and the city. So thank you very much. All right, we'll proceed to Alderwoman Hall.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Work will begin on West Sears Lane Drainage Project as soon as they are a part that they're waiting on a piece of equipment arrives. So work will begin. And I want to put to rest for the last time. I think it's time for our false narratives to be, whether it's in print or oral, that we don't have anything for our children to do. I keep getting comments about we don't have anything for our children, or what are we doing for our children? I will reiterate that we have 6 city parks that were restored. We have 3 baseball fields at Duncan Park, which are being utilized with our youth baseball. And there are children of all abilities. It's open to all children. No one is denied access to our playgrounds or to our athletic activities if their parents show desire to put them into these sports. We have outdoor basketball courts at North Natchez Park and Concord Park that were restored during our Parks and Recreation renewal. New goals, rims, they were painted. The Mayor's Youth Council, the first Mayor's Youth Council painted those courts at both parks. We have new rims, and please, no dunking, no hanging on our rims. There are volleyball courts at North Natchez Park and Duncan Park. Tennis courts at North Natchez Park and Duncan Park. Pickleball courts at Duncan Park. Children, adolescents, and adults utilize these activities. So yes, our children are involved. We have ball golf and disc golf at Duncan Park. I've seen children as young as 5 out there playing disc golf, pickleball, tennis. Adolescents, adults use these courts. The county has Liberty Park and Providence Park. Children utilize those parks. There is Senator Bob Deering State Park on 61 North. And for the last several years, the city has been utilizing that with Alderman Davis and his Fishing with Fathers. And the city has plans for phase 2 of recreation. We have been saying that this entire administration. So if children are not being taken to our parks, it's on the parents, grandparents who are not taking them there, foster parents, guardians. There is much to do for our children in this city. So thank you.
Thank you, Alderwoman Hall. We really have made so many strides in recreation in these years, in these 4 years, but we also know that we have a long way to go too. And I know a recreation center, something on the radar. There's so many things that we want to do. We want to keep improving this community.
And the pool will open.
The pool was
children of
a
all
big
ages.
one. And the county's put a lot of money into recreation as well. So I think that we both knew it was time, and we'll just continue on and proceed with even improving it more. Thank you, Alderwoman Hall, for all your work in doing that.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you so much. We will proceed with the city clerk's report.
First item is request for approval of the 1st May 2024 claims docket.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Go ahead, Alderwoman.
Okay. It was services was account number 001, and I'm on page 13 of the claims docket. And it's 001, the account number 097637, and the vendor is Laura Lusher. And so my question is this workforce development?
Yeah, it was the
Assistant.
round table, the person that they bring in to handle their round table events.
Okay. I remember her. I just wanted to make sure that was it. And, that's all that I have.
Any other discussion? Call for the question. All in favor of the motion? All opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, next item is request for approval of the first May 2024 mini claims docket.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion?
I do. I just saw on our claims docket that there were a lot of students that got refunds on baseball. Any particular reason?
They did not have enough players register to
For the team?
include those age groups.
Okay.
11, 12. No age group.
So we're in need, we're still trying to recruit?
Well, the
that age
season
group?
has started, so the hope is next year we will have success in filling enough positions in that age group to include
And I
it.
do think we will. It's grown tremendously this year. It's amazing. So exciting.
Okay, and then.
Which age group was
Hold
that?
on one second.
You
Alderman.
said 11 and 12.
12-year-olds.
Okay, and then one other thing, I was just looking at, is this a hotel fee for the account number, where the check number is 2515133937? Is that for 2 days? Is that what they're saying?
I'm trying to find what you're talking about.
It's on the mini claims docket, the second page. Check number 0215133937. Is that for 2 days? That's a lot. Is that for 1 day?
Okay, that is not just the hotel. It's a hotel, it's a rental car, it's a flight, everything for the trip that he is currently on.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, but I'm
that's-
just asking
yeah.
because that was a lot for a
Yeah,
hotel.
no, that's a full
Okay.
travel reimbursement, not just the hotel.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other discussion? Call for the question. And all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Okay. Next item is a request for approval of the interfund transfers.
So moved.
Is there a second on
Second.
interfund transfers?
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, next item is request for approval of the payroll transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the question.
Call.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, next item is request for approval of the April 2024 personnel report.
So moved.
Second.
The second was Alderman Davis. Is there any discussion? All right, call for the question.
Call.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Next item is request for approval of travel for Nikita Banks, who is our judge pro tem, to attend the municipal court judges conference,
So
May
moved.
29th. Okay,
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
okay. Next item is request for approval of travel for Mayor Dan Gibson to attend the Special Songwriters Hall of Fame event being held in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, at which Natchez and Glenn Ballard will be inducted. He would be there as the official representative from the city of Natchez.
So moved.
I'd like to.
Do you have a second? We can then discuss.
Oh, no.
Can you second?
No,
Okay. Anybody, any second?
Second.
All right, discussion.
I want to discuss. I'll be going to that event myself, as I'm a longtime Ballard family friend.
Can we
And,
amend this motion
so,
to
pardon?
include So I would ask if we could
I'd like
amend
to
the
delay
motion.
that motion until I talk to Dan, because I'm gonna be going anyway.
Oh, okay.
And if he's going just to represent the city, I could represent the city.
Well, I think he had intended to go, and any other member of the board that would like to attend, but we could
Oh,
amend the motion.
I'm
to
going on my
include
own dime. I don't need the city to pay for it. I'm just gonna say.
All right, so the motion stands is just for Mayor Gibson to go.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay.
I think,
Oh, okay, hold on. Recognize Alderman Hall.
yes, I think when this event was announced, the Songwriters Hall of Fame did ask all municipalities to send representatives to represent whoever was from their hometowns.
All right, any other discussion?
Yes. Mayor,
All right, I recognize you. Alderman Frazier.
what is the date on this?
September 19th.
When?
September 19th,
September the 19th.
correct.
Okay, the mayor's requesting approval, and he wants to go too.
But he's going on his own time and dollar. So the motion is just for our mayor to attend.
Well, if he's going, he's going to represent the city, so if he want to pay on his own time and dollar, but
He declined that.
well, we need to know, we can go through this now, because they don't seem to be waiting around, keep on putting stuff on the agenda. If he want to go, he can go.
He is not requesting anything else from the city. The motion stands, as I stated, for Mayor Gibson to attend on behalf of the city.
I don't think he heard that conversation.
Yeah, that's
the reason why
okay.
he's
I'm just
responding that way.
clarifying.
Well,
I didn't
I'm saying
recognize
just
you.
clarifying, but he said he's going anyway. Okay.
Okay, all right. All right, call for the question. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries.
Okay, number 10 and 11 were handled by, items number 10 and 11 on my report were handled by Chief Arrington during his report. So the next item will be request for the acceptance of the Mississippi Trees Assistance Grant, which will allow for Green Infrastructure Center and the Mississippi Forestry Commission to assist in technical assistance at no cost to our community to better manage our urban and community forests.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. You said our community forest. In what areas are we referring to?
Alderwoman, honestly, I was asked by the mayor to get this approval. I think it is, citywide. And the tree canopy studies and ordinances and so forth to help better maintain a community-wide urban forest and green space.
Well, that's what I wanted to hear you say, community-wide.
Yes.
Because when I read the document and I'm looking at the number of canopies that we see throughout all of our neighborhoods, that need to be trimmed or whatever needs to be done to them to make it a safe space for all of us. But we all, we understand the purpose of it.
Right.
But I just wanted to hear that because I see them all over. And that's my reason for asking you, what locations are we referring to?
Now,
Okay.
Mayor Gibson would be able to provide you with more details,
Mhm.
as this was something that he has been working on, and it was just brought to me and asked me to present since he was not here today.
And one of the other things I want to add, if I may.
Hold on.
Okay.
Multiple people talking. Please continue.
Thank you, was that as I read this information, it's asking for public engagement. And so that means that, in what comes to mind is that, will we as alderpersons have a representative from your ward that would be interested? Because you do have to have a committee. And so how would we have those community members involved? Would it be someone, that representative from your ward, or what? So that every ward would have representation and engagement.
But we'll let him just get on the specifics when he gets back. But this is my recommendation. I would say that if you have any issues where trees have problems, in your own ward, go ahead and let the mayor's office know that for now. And then we'll proceed with finding out how the committee proceeds next time, since we don't know for sure. Alderwoman
I would like to
Hall.
thank Superintendent Grant Brooking, who wrote this grant and was able to get this on behalf of the city. And I think he is the one who will be assigning committee members to this commission, whatever committees, he will be over this program, is my understanding. Because he is the one who wrote this grant.
But
for
you
us.
say community engagement.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Are you done?
And I agree, with more discussion can be held with him and the mayor when the mayor returns.
I will request that the mayor put out more information on this
Absolutely.
and his part in it so that we all understand the details, because we want this to be the best thing that it can be for our
Absolutely,
community.
for the entire community.
All right, but it's a good thing. So
It
let's
is
call for the
that.
question and have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, all opposed? All right, thank you. Motion passes. Continue.
Okay, next item is request for approval of the resolution of the garbage and recycle, the increase to the garbage and recycle collection rates that will take place on June 1st with the new contract with Aero Disposal.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for the question.
Call.
All in favor of the motion?
Do we need to read this resolution?
We probably do. Do we need to read the resolution?
We
Madam
can,
Clerk?
yes.
All right, we will not vote until after that. Thank you.
Okay. So whereas the mayor and board of aldermen are authorized by section 66-9 of the Code of Ordinances of the city of Natchez to set a garbage collection fee and to amend or revise such fee from time to time by resolution duly adopted and spread upon the minutes of the board of aldermen. And whereas the city of Natchez entered into a waste collection contract with Aero Disposal, which was effective June 1, 2024. And for budgetary requirements, it is necessary to amend and revise the fee authorized by the aforesaid ordinance effective as set forth herein. Be it resolved by the mayor and board of aldermen this the 14th day of May, 2024, that the garbage collection fee authorized by 66-9 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Natchez shall be and is hereby amended and revised as so authorized by the aforesaid ordinance to increase said fee from $24.15 per month to $30.44 per month. Be it resolved that this adjustment to the garbage collection fee shall take place and be in force from and after June 1st, 2024. The above and foregoing resolution having first been reduced to writing, read, and considered by the board at a regular board meeting of the mayor and board of aldermen of the city of Natchez held this 14th day of May, 2024, has been proposed as stated here and above, and no alderman member having called for a reading was voted on as follows.
All right, I will ask that we proceed with a roll call vote, please. Alderwoman Hall.
Aye.
Alderman Frazier. Thank you, Alderman Frazier. Alderwoman Irving.
Aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
And Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
All right, motion passes.
All right, next item is approval of the garbage and recycle collection and disposal contract with Aero Disposal Services. You all were sent out a draft copy of this contract. There were several highlights that when these packets were sent out, I was still waiting to hear back from Aero Disposal about these requested edits. They did come back and approve all of our edits with the exception of two. One was denied, one was renegotiated. And I can point those out to you. I put another copy of this on your desk as I came in. After I got to the meeting, they sent me the final language. So these, let me see real quick. Edits to 3.01.3 on page 5. Sorry. Yes. Where in the most recent copy, it says lengths of 6 feet or less and shall be 8 inches or less in diameter for the bulk landscape pickup days. That we did not change. That was to their original request in the original contract. So that will remain as it is there. Then they further elaborated to that bulk waste section. I guess the best way is probably just to read it as it reads in this final draft.
Okay.
So 3.01.3 bulk waste, bulk landscaping material, white goods, and construction debris will be collected twice monthly from residential customers. Limbs shall be cut in lengths of 6 feet or less and shall be 8 inches or less in diameter in order to facilitate collection by knuckle boom vehicles. All limbs shall be placed curbside for collection. White goods shall be drained of Freon and tagged accordingly prior to placing curbside for collection. Construction debris generated by the resident for do-it-yourself renovation projects may be placed in tied bags and set curbside for collection. Construction debris shall be limited to 4 cubic yards per pickup on the bulk waste pickup days. The total amount of combined bulk landscaping material, white goods, and construction debris shall not exceed 8 cubic yards per twice monthly pickup. The contractor shall not be required to collect bulk materials generated from professional contractors or tree surgeons. Collection schedules to be agreed upon by contractor and city are subject to change. And then we will go on to the next page where you see 3.01.8. I'm sorry. So you're going to go a couple pages over.
Mhm.
And that will now read, the contractor shall not provide for the special collection of residential units of stable matter, dead animals, hazardous waste, or any other materials outside the scope of service established in the RFP and contract award processes. And I'm sorry, the section right above that, minor changes, 3.01.7, special events and additional collections. Rates for special events, additional commercial services, collections exceeding the specified size limitations or other unspecified collections of solid waste or recyclables shall be negotiated between the city and or the resident based on the actual requirements. And other than that, those exacts, everything else and the copy that was presented to you all would remain the same. And so the request is to move forward and finalizing and accepting this contract.
So moved.
So moved. The second, we got a second over there
Second.
from Alderman Maroney.
Okay.
All right, any discussion?
Yes. My discussion is, how are we going to get this out to the public? I mean, because
So-
when I hear, and I
Right.
just want to say this, when I hear the specifics you had about draining the fluids from
Right.
that, this is something that the public needs to know. So how are we gonna?
So during the negotiation process, I did speak with them about sending some information out to all of the citizens. I've also spoken with Natchez Waterworks. They are more than happy to help get those mailers out by including them with the water bills. So in conjunction with Aero Disposal, we are working on a mailer with all of the education for the bulk white good, all of those services that are new services, as well as just kind of refreshers and reminders on the renewed services of regular garbage collection and recycle. So they are working on finalizing that, getting it over to the city to approve everything on the mail out. They will then supply those mail outs to Natchez Waterworks to get them out in the next available mailing of water bills.
Okay.
And we did also talk about, let's get that mailer out. Let's see how things are going. If we're running into any issues or misunderstandings in the community, then we may do that mailer more than once, just to make sure that we reach everybody and get the information out.
And I'm just, this is just a suggestion, ADSI, if they've had these specific things, then I think they need to come back and possibly hold some kind of hearing, because you're going to have those hiccups from different parts of the community. And, you're going to be faced with that, because it's going to be leery until we get it down pat. It's not going to happen the correct way, because right now, as an example, I have someone that has already put all their debris on the roadside. Okay. The 8 inches in diameter, these are logs. So they need to know the criteria.
Well,
And so-
and again, that educational mailer will go out with all of that information. It's
But it's
also going to
already
be
out. I hadn't
requested.
started yet.
It's
Yeah.
also going to be requested that mailer be added to the city's website so that it's available online. ADSI will also be adding it to their website with, all of the criteria for pickup.
And so
All
we'll
right.
get it to the newspapers, Bluff City Post and Natchez Democrat as well.
All right,
I mean, if that's what the
we can
board
do
so
a
wishes
press
to do.
release for all of our press
These are things we
outlets.
need to do to reach
And-
people if we want it to be effective. Otherwise, we are gonna have people being critical of the process. And it can be it's a very good thing for the city. But if they don't know, then that's where
All right.
the breakdown is.
But people need to, you are welcome to call City Hall as well. We will get it on the website. We will get it out to the news media. And we are here, Alderman, that's part of our reasons to be here. Your constituents can call you for details. We'll make sure you all have what you need to explain it to them. So we should be good to go. But it always, people still put it wrong. We've been doing, just what we do with limbs right now. They always get it wrong. So I think I have Alderman Frazier. Here we go.
Let me say this, we, as it stands right now, we can't do anything. The company, ADS, is still in the process of acquiring the limb truck. So right now, it's gonna be, I don't know exactly when it's gonna be, but when they acquire the limb truck, then we'll be in the process of doing everything we can do to get this out to the public.
Thank
Right
you.
now, we can't do anything right now.
Madam Clerk, remind the date it does start.
So
The
the
contract.
contract goes into effect June 1st, and the proposed schedule for the bulk pickup, I believe, was people whose regular garbage collection days are Monday and Thursday would be picked up the first and third week of the month for their twice monthly bulk pickup. And households whose regular garbage is picked up on Tuesdays and Fridays would be the second and fourth weeks.
But on the second collection date, not both days.
No, for the bulk.
Oh, the
For the bulk would be picked up the second and fourth weeks.
Yes.
And
So
hold on, we
again, we are finalizing which day of the week on those, on those designated weeks and so forth. And all of that information will also be included in the educational mailer.
Alderman Frazier, were you able to hear that?
Yes. Well, as I stated earlier, like I said, we can't do anything until we get back. Daryl, the manager out there, like I say, and as Alderwoman Urban said, as soon as we get notice that truck is there and they start picking up, we'll notify the public. We'll notify them by waterworks or whatever means necessary, and we'll do it in one of our open meetings to let the people know too. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And they will be ready by that date, though. That's the date the contract starts. So, and I also want to encourage, I know, Alderwoman Irving, you have community meetings, neighborhood watch, and Curtis and I have one coming up at Parkway that we'll both attend. So we'll definitely have, we'll get a handout together and get ready and give that.
And that's what it's gonna take, all of us
All
working
right,
together to get that.
Alderwoman Irving, do you have anything else to say? All right, we're going to call for the question. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All right, all opposed? Motion passes. We lost Alderman Frazier, if you want to try to get him back. All right, let's proceed. Anything else,
That
Madam
is
Clerk?
the end of my report.
All right, great. Thank you so much. You had a very long report, and we appreciate all your hard work on that. And so we will move to the city attorney's report.
No
And
report.
we already took care of yours.
Right.
And so we took care of
We got you back on.
mine with the flyover, and I think that, we might be ready to go unless we have anything we need to, I will, unless we have anything we need for executive session.
We don't have an executive session?
No.
I don't think so. We don't have one scheduled unless you know something.
It was
All
on the
right, thank
agenda,
you.
so-
I do want to announce the neighborhood watch meeting I mentioned that Curtis and I will attend at Parkway Baptist Church is June 11th at 6 p.m. Parkway Baptist Church, 117 Sergeant Prentice Drive. Oh my goodness, they've got every alderman speaking. Wow. I think that we ought to just have one representation. I don't think that's necessary. We might be here all night with how much you all like to talk. And I say that in a loving way. All right.
Move to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you for your motion to adjourn. A second. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion passes. Everyone have a great day, and thank you for being here.